I just don't know how to close my mouth, and that's a good thing. Hi, my name is Sis, and welcome to my No Masters class by Ignite. I'm an actress, activist, and sister to the people. I'm 25 years old, and I'm from Houston, Texas. A lot of people know me from my performance resume, and then a lot of people know me from my advocacy, and so there's an intersection that kind of exists there. Being, a Black trans person in an industry where many people like me haven't really existed before. Not that I think at all that people who are Black and trans need to be advocates, because that's not everybody's bag and everybody doesn't need to carry that weight. But I think it was really important for me just as a human, and just kind of how I've always lived my life is just been in a very advocate way, and making sure I'm getting what I need and other people like me are getting what they need. It comes from this need of I've been silenced before and I'm not going to be silenced again. I think that's where it comes from. Something was going on in London with the production, and there was a conversation getting brought up of being cast as a trans woman. I took it personally, not in a way of oh my God, somebody thinks I can't do this. I don't give a I took it personally in a way that was you are furthering this rhetoric that is baseless. People don't think trans people exist. And the issue is people don't see trans people. There are a lot of trans people of color, but the poster child for transness, as much as the poster child for gayness, are white people. I just took issue to it because there wasn't visibility. Trans people exist, and you can't just speak on us. We're here. I was one of the organizers on the March on Broadway, and so the Trans March on Broadway, was a response essentially into everything that was going on, not just the comments or the statements, but just the lack of visibility that there was for trans people in theater. Step one is always identifying the cause that you believe in and that you want to fight for. And step two is finding, your community and finding your resources and finding the people that believe similarly to you and how you feel about, the cause. We gather and we talk to each other and we say, look, center the people, who are most affected by this experience, and let's talk about it. Let's make noise about it so people know this is what we believe in, and this is, what we're here to do. And step three is know how you want to essentially fight, and how do you want to advocate, and how do you want to speak up. I think that there is a lot of greatness to social media as a tool, but also social media is the internet, and the internet is not the real world. And I think that a lot of advocacy has to happen in the real world, in real spaces. After you identify, how you want to fight, I think what makes the most sense for you is to go forth in whatever that feels like or whatever that is. I can't tell anyone specifically what that is. I think it has to, come from you, because if it's me giving a cookbook on how to be an activist, that's performative. Activism has to be natural, and it has to come from a need. Protests and marches come from pushback, right? So when you're receiving or facing, pushback from the entity or the cause that you're fighting for, then, it becomes pertinent to organize. People seeing, more than 5 people in a group come together, that changes hearts and minds. Speak out no matter what, and be vocal about what you're experiencing. The world is my oyster, and I can have what I want, and I'm always gonna pop. You know what I mean? You can't stop a moving train.